Hello, hello, my dear angling friends. Your favorite fishing expert is back with another crucial forecast. Today, we're diving deep into what awaits us on the waters of Ireland on Monday, the 13th of October, 2025. And let me tell you, this day is shaping up to be quite intriguing for all of us who love chasing the big ones. I've crunched the numbers, checked the charts, and spoken to the fish. All right, maybe not the last one. And I'm here to promise you some truly practical insights that could make or break your trip. So what's the buzz for Monday, the 13th of October, 2025? Well, friends, this day brings a stable and settled atmosphere, with high pressure dominating across the Emerald Isle. This is fantastic news for consistent fish activity. We'll see air temperatures around 13 degrees Celsius in the morning, climbing to a comfortable 15 degrees Celsius by noon, then settling back to around 13 degrees in the evening and 12 degrees overnight. Crucially, there's zero precipitation expected, meaning dry and comfortable conditions for your angling adventures. The wind, while not specifically detailed for this exact day, typically averages around 18 kilometers per hour in October, so expect a moderate breeze. This stable weather, combined with the cooling water, is a classic autumn trigger for predatory fish to go on the hunt, building up reserves before the deep chill of winter. So get ready to capitalize on those feeding frenzies. Let's talk tactics for our top species, because knowing is half the battle. First up, our freshwater titans. Pike. Autumn, especially mid-October, is prime time for these toothy predators here in Ireland. They're in a full-blown feeding frenzy, packing on weight. Where to find them? Focus your efforts on the deeper, more sheltered sections of larger loughs like Lough Derg or Lough Mask, or even the quieter stretches of rivers. Why there? The cooling water and any moderate breezes will often push baitfish into these calmer, slightly deeper havens, and where the baitfish go, the pike follow. For tackle, go aggressive. Large lures are your best bet. Think big, soft plastics, deep-diving crankbaits in natural baitfish patterns, or even a classic dead bait presentation on a float rig. Remember, a bold offering can be irresistible when they're actively feeding. Next, our saltwater superstars. Bass. October is historically a phenomenal month for bigger bass, particularly along Ireland's rugged coastlines, especially in the south from Cork to Kerry. These strong fighters will be actively patrolling. My advice? Focus your efforts on deeper channels during low tide where fish might concentrate, and don't forget shallower rough ground where baitfish seek refuge. For shore anglers, fresh peeler crab or lugworm on a pulley rig is incredibly effective. If you're a lure angler, shallow diving crankbaits or even surface poppers can still work in calmer periods, especially around dawn or dusk. Now for the beautiful BTR brown trout. These beauties remain active in mid-October and can offer excellent sport. Look for them in runs and riffles on our rivers and around any structure that breaks the current and offers cover, such as submerged logs or undercut banks. Tactics-wise, light spinning gear with small spinners or even dry flies and nymphs, if conditions allow, can be deadly. Small worms or maggots on a float rod can also entice bites, especially if the water is a little colored. And let's not forget our smaller but equally exciting perch and roach. As the salmonid season winds down, coarse fishing really comes into its own. Perch, in particular, will be schooling up in deeper areas of lakes and slower stretches of rivers. Look for them along features like underwater humps, submerged trees, or around bridge pillars. For perch, light spinning gear with small, soft plastic grubs or micro jigs can be deadly. Drop-shotting with tiny worms or maggots is another fantastic tactic. For roach, a float rod with a small waggler and maggot or corn will produce consistent bites. All right, let's tie it all together with our analysis of the conditions. Weather. As I mentioned, Monday, the 13th of October, 2025, promises stable and settled weather, dominated by high pressure. Air temperatures will range from 12 to 15 degrees Celsius, with no rain. This stable atmospheric pressure is generally excellent for fishing, as sudden drops or spikes often put fish off. The moderate breeze means sheltered spots will be key to comfortable fishing and finding concentrations of baitfish. Water temperature. The sea temperature around Ireland in mid-October hovers around 13 to 14 degrees Celsius. Inland waters will be slightly cooler, but generally above 10 degrees Celsius. This cooling trend from summer to autumn is a critical trigger. It signals to predatory fish that it's time to feed aggressively to build up their reserves for the approaching colder months, making them more active hunters. It's a natural shift in their metabolism that we anglers can exploit. Moon phase. On Monday, the 13th of October 2025, we'll be experiencing the last quarter moon phase. The moon will be around 51 to 58% illuminated and is waning, meaning its light is decreasing. While the full and new moons are often associated with peak activity due to stronger tides, the last quarter is still a good time for many species, particularly during dawn and dusk. The exact time for the third quarter is 1:13 p.m. UTC on this day. Don't let the waning light deter you. Consistent high pressure and autumn feeding patterns will likely be more dominant factors. Overall fish activity. Friends, based on these conditions, I'm giving our fishing forecast for Monday, the 13th of October 2025, a solid good to very good rating, leaning towards excellent for predatory species. The combination of cooling water, stable high pressure, and the natural autumn feeding frenzy means fish will be actively seeking food. Pike, bass, brown trout, and perch are all excellent targets. Salmon and sea trout seasons are mostly closed by this date, so focus your efforts on the others. So there you have it, my friends, your comprehensive fishing forecast for Monday, the 13th of October 2025. Get out there, enjoy the crisp autumn air, and may your lines be tight and your nets be full. Tight lines, everyone. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more angling insights, and tell me in the comments, what are your go-to autumn tactics for pike or bass? What's the biggest fish you've caught in October? Share your stories below.